What's going on, guys? Just wanted to share some tips with y'all today about front squat. Okay, very important to make sure loosening up for the front squat, ankle flexion, hip external rotation, and thoracic spine mobility. Well, and at the same time too, you also want that good solid shoulder external rotation for that position in the front squat. You want to be able to get that upper arm position parallel to the deck. That way, when you front squat, don't want that squat as soon as you start elbows to drop down and you end up losing the load forward, especially when the bar gets heavy. Okay, so remember also think about it too. If you feel that hip angle as you're squatting is perpetually trying to close, try and work on psoas mobility too. Get a ball and roll it out. Kevstar talks about that a lot. Put that ball, don't get weird about it, but put that ball in the navel and try and roll that down along the outside of kind of that navel line all the way down. Try and really loosen up hips for that external rotation. Get ankles nice and loose. Make sure you're squatting well to the bottom and not rolling forward onto your toes. Okay, got some Ollie shoes. Jeremy talked about this not too long ago. You got some Olympic weightlifting shoes. Front squat is a great time to wear them because we start off with that heel elevated, so that bottom position is where people run out of that ankle flexion and end up coming forward. That stuff gets real tacked down there at the bottom. People don't pay enough attention to their feet, and they end up, with tight ankles, real pinchy ankle. So I'll be sure to try and put some of that that mobility as part of the pre-WOD mob for y'all. That way you can work on that, trying to make sure that piece isn't missed like it is often. But again, think ankle flexion. Try and make sure that you're really loosening that Achilles and heel cord stuff up. Really work on knees out to start every time you squat, then hips back and down. Keep your chest up nice and tall when you're doing your squat. Make sure chest doesn't pitch forward, so like we talk about all the time, no forward inclination of the chest. Keep chest up nice and tall, and again, always keep that front rack, that shoulder position, nice and high, externally rotated. So think elbows up from top all the way to the bottom and back out, okay? Even if elbows come down in that beginning of the squat, or even if you get all the way to the bottom and your elbows have remained up, that load is heavy. When you change direction coming out of the bottom, a lot of times elbows will come forward and down. So just make sure you're driving up, and as you stand, driving those elbows up. It keeps the bar over that midline of the body that we talk about all the time too. Bar over the midline of the body and your body getting to stand up with it, versus elbows coming down, bar coming forward, and then trying to end up standing up with the load with just your back. So again, T-spine, don't miss T-spine, your thoracic spine, shoulder external rotation. If you're having a problem with your hips, make sure you're loosening up hips and psoas, and then always to ankle flexion. It'll pay off in the long run. Okay? Those are the tips for getting loose for the front squat. Really important movement, and we're going to be working on that for the next couple weeks. Going all the way up into the open, because we're going to warm up and work on the clean too after this strength cycle is over. But that's it for today. Just a few tips for making your front squat better. All right? Y'all take care.